Welcome to Fashionably Spiritual, a space for modern, soul-led conversations and high-frequency living for the ever-evolving and empowered self. Host Nancy Muratalla is a dedicated international spiritual medium, healer, and mentor. Nancy is passionate about using her abilities to not only support others in their healing journey, but also to teach them how to connect with their inner spiritual selves. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and spiritual guide. She encourages others to live a purposeful and empowered life through the Know Thyself journey, conscious living, and the power of unconditional love. Full of candor, soulful insight, and feminine fierce, Fashionably Spiritual shines to guide you on your soul's journey of aligning and elevating, all while finding inspiration for your own unique spiritual expression and personal energetic style. Now, here are your hosts, Jennifer Rose and Nancy Muratalla.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Fashionably Spiritual. Hello, Nancy.
Hi, hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our beautiful first guest, Shannon Ratay.
Yay. Thank you for being our guest, Shannon, and joining us tonight. We're happy to have you here.
So happy.
Thank you so much for having me. I couldn't be more delighted. What a treat to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're very happy to have you with us. And, Nancy and I were discussing this, and I was like, oh, Shannon. Shannon, definitely Shannon.
Oh, my gosh. So that was a beautiful show announcement. We just kind of have to ease into Fashionably Spiritual from that. Where do we go from here, you guys?
It turned a little into Girls Gone Well at the end there, but that's okay.
I was expecting videos to start coming up.
Oh, my. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
All right. Welcome everybody who's joined us. In case you haven't met Shannon yet, you probably have, but just in case, we'll refresh your memory of how wonderful she is. She's a dear friend of ours. And our beautiful Shannon is a medium and angel messenger and career coach. CPCC, leadership coach, career coach, facilitator, and workshop leader by day. By night and weekend, she is a medium and angel communicator whose gifts include communicating with messages from our spirit team and helpers. Whether Shannon is helping clients advance their careers and get their dream jobs or connecting people in the spiritual realm, she is using her unique connection to spirit to assist others in tapping into their own intuition, inner knowing, and universal knowledge. Her calling is to empower others. Shannon lives in Oakland area and spends her spare time studying all things energy and adventuring around the Bay Area. And you can find her on Instagram at Shannon Ratay. So thank you again for joining us, Shannon.
Beautiful. You're such a sparkle of light, and you've helped so many people in just your brightness and your guidance. So you've definitely given me a lot of encouragement and a lot of coaching and guidance, and it's amazing. So thank you, Shannon, for all that you are and all that you do.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. Right back at the both of you. I think that's the thing that makes this work so interesting, is that how closely coaching and doing mediumship work, connection with spirit, delivering those messages, how closely all of that is intertwined. And so, I think that's one of my favorite things about getting to know the both of you is, it's hard to differentiate between that wisdom I've received from the both of you in terms of the messages from spirit and learning how to communicate, in different ways with spirit from the both of you, but then intertwined with, your own wisdom and the coaching that I've received from the both of you as well. And so I think that's what I love both the most about our relationship, is that shared wisdom and insight that comes just so naturally as an extension of the work with spirit.
Oh, that's so lovely. So Shannon, I was just wondering, when you started doing coaching, did your mediumship start kicking in during the coaching sessions? Were they kind of like, kind of diving right in there with it, or did it come separately? What did that look like for you? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was really a slow burn, right? In the very beginning, when I started my coaching, I was so nervous about holding that kind of space with people and being responsible for those kind of conversations that it started before each session. I would just pull a tarot card. And what would end up happening is that that tarot card would end up being relevant to whatever my client showed up with. And then after time, one day I was just like, well, what if I don't pull a card? And what if I just sort of guess what today might be about? And it was pretty quickly that I realized that, yeah, I was guessing accurately, that the messages I was getting, and I still didn't think a whole lot about it. It was just that natural extension of the cards. And then I continued to build from there. But it was really slow and it was step by step. But something as simple as that, like, what if I just figure out what the card might say instead of pulling the card?
Right.
And it went from there.
That's amazing. That's so during your coaching sessions, are you actually like bringing forth any of their angels, any of that, or does it really depend on who the client is and all of that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So one of the things that I figured out is that as part of my process, especially when people are looking for jobs, but for most of my clients, I have them create a separate little helper to work with them on their journey, a form of what I call their higher self when I'm talking to my clients. And as part of that, to getting to know that aspect of themselves, that helper, I would do a visualization with them. And over time, what I realized is that a large percentage of the people were actually connecting directly to one of their guides or a member of their guidance team. And so, yeah. And so for the people that use spiritual language or talk about spiritual language, I'll let them know, oh gosh, we're working with one of your guides. This is the guide that has shown up to help you look for your next job, work on the issue that we're working with. And then on the flip side, if I come across people who don't seem to be quite as open to that, then we just leave it more as an imaginary friend in order for them to build up the safety and the relationship within the level that they're working with. But what's really nice is the vast majority of people self-select as my clients and tend to be ready and open to that conversation. So it's been a lot of fun being able to weave that in. What I like to say is one time someone did the visualization and their guide that came in was a Merlin type character. And that night, as I was falling asleep, I felt a presence in the room and I was like, who is this? And they said, oh, it's Merlin. And so had that realization that like, oh gosh, this isn't just an imagination exercise that I'm having people do. And so I was pretty, I'd been coaching for a while at that point when that happened, but from there it was off to the races. And then more and more people started showing up who were open and interested in having that kind of conversation.
Yeah, you're very busy. You're on a tight schedule. You are very well needed for everyone. And I love that people are, embracing that with you because you're helping so many people. I'm just curious, do you incorporate any like health concerns that come up that might be connected to, the career coaching and, some of those types of things that could come through?
Absolutely. I'm originally trained as a life coach. And so what I like to tell people is that means that everything's on the table, right? It's really hard to segment our lives and to be thinking what might be coming next as a career coach or in someone's career, but not also be thinking about lifestyle and the lives that people want to lead and what's most important to them and how that's all influenced and connected. And what I like to say is that if you're working on one relationship, you're working on all relationships. So if you're working on your relationship to your health or your significant other, you're also working on your relationship to career or your relationship to, your boss or your job or to yourself. And so that's what's really great is that absolutely working on health issues and helping empower people on health, oftentimes through the lens of career, but not always. But absolutely, it's all on the table and all fair game and it's all relationships.
I love that because, your traditional, counselors, therapists, your traditional are just kind of guiding you in a very maybe black and white or vanilla type way, where it's just so beneficial to have all of those aspects on the table to kind of help guide you through your way, because it's life is a bit confusing, and sometimes we lose our way, and we just need kind of help getting back on the track there a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I like to joke, right? Like we all know what we should be doing, right? Like we
Right.
all know, like we've all got our
Still.
to-do list. We all know what we should be getting done. And
Just need
so,
that push.
yeah, exactly. The accountability to know, oh gosh, I'm going to be talking to Shannon. If I've told her I'm going to do this thing, I don't want to show up and tell her that I didn't do this thing.
Yes.
But at the same time, taking it a step deeper than simple accountability, that,
Yeah.
the reason we're not getting things done or not doing what we want to be doing with our lives, that's where it's super interesting, right? Like, where is that inner friction? Where is that holdup? What can be untangled to just make taking the next step, being in action, living our best lives and experiencing the transformation we came here on this planet at this moment in time to experience, right? Just sort of freeing all of that up to be able to live our best lives really is just so satisfying and so exciting.
And how
That's
lucky
music to my ears.
well, how lucky are you, Shannon, to be able to actually say, because I can feel it I just feel it everywhere, that how much you actually love your job.
I do. I feel so lucky.
Incredible.
So many people come to their jobs in various ways, and I came to mine through a lot of failure. Before I was a career coach, I was a job collector. And so I'd get in a job and I would be there for a couple of months and really not like that job. So I bounced from job to job, and it was really hard not to feel like a failure, that I couldn't figure out what it is I wanted to do. I couldn't be successful in just about anything because it wasn't really a match. And so, that was a good 10 years. I once went to like a family Christmas Eve party, and my cousin's husband was like, "Hey, Shannon, what are you doing right now? You're always good for a new job," right? Like everyone just kind of knew it, that I nothing stuck. So to have experienced that much failure and then land in something that I love so much, that I'm even more successful in as a result of all that failure, I don't take it for granted that I've found something that I love, because it was a long road to get there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But something though, but you kept the door open to keep trying new things. So that is never a failure in my book. Honestly, just being at the same company for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, my whole career, like sometimes we get in a position where we just want that stability and comfort, and we seem miserably unhappy. And sometimes all you need is just take a chance, try something else.
Oh, but Nancy, I wanted that stability and comfort so badly, right?
Right. I know. I hear you. I know. The funny thing is, I always had that role in my family, in my marriage, because my husband was always, commission. He did real estate. Mm-hmm. He did more of the, no ceiling, but the ceiling could fall down on you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I stayed in the stable, 9 to 5, and I did what I needed to do. But you do get to a point in your life like, does this make me happy? So when I see people, how much they love their jobs, I'm just a teeny bit little jealous. Like, I'm so happy for you, but that's amazing. I love that.
And
like
me
Jennifer,
too, right? Like, I'm like, oh yeah,
too.
when I meet someone who's happy in their jobs, I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me about it, right? Like that's kind of what started the career coaching. Like, how do you know, and how did it happen? I didn't mean to cut you off, Nancy.
No, I was going to say, Jennifer, you're the same way. Like, you love what you do full time, and that's beautiful. I really, my hat
it does make it easier. Yeah, it makes it easier because we all three of us work very long hours, and don't get much time off at all. But if you love what you're doing and it lights you up, then it gives you the purpose. So it gives you like the drive to like keep going, even if you're tired, even if you're overwhelmed.
Right.
and to know that you're helping people. Yeah. So, okay, I got a question, Shannon.
All right.
Would you like to share like one of your biggest success stories, or one of like the weirdest thing you ever worked with, or both?
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's a
Don't
good
name
one.
names. Don't name names. By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
Franny France here.
Hi, everybody, by the way. Hi.
And they're
Hello.
loving your necklace too. So hi everybody. We jumped right into it because of time, because Shannon has a client, literally a client after this. So we wanted to
Yeah,
make sure
exactly.
Never a dull moment with Shannon. She's always working.
Well, I joke that I have the best clients because my specialty is working with creatives, and so in terms of the various, like the wide variety of people and the ways in which they're creative, it is the ways in which they're creative. I think one of my favorite stories, I'm trying to think, it's so funny with so many of my stories are case specific, so give me a moment, let me think of a good one. This is one you know what? I think someone needs to hear this one. It's not the one I'd naturally pick, but it's the one that's coming out today. So often I get people who are reluctant to reach out, right? Like they're just reluctant to reach out, reluctant to get started. And so I was working with this one woman, and she was based out of Arkansas. And she, when she got laid off, she had a very narrow group of organizations that she was, a very narrow group of organizations that she was interested in. And there was one particular organization she was interested in, and she didn't know anyone who worked there. So we were trying to make our way in. So one day I was like, let's just go look at LinkedIn. Let's go, see if there's any weird connection in. And as we're both going through LinkedIn and looking at pictures, I see someone with their profile picture, and it's clearly he lives there in Arkansas, but the profile picture is in San Francisco, and it's clearly San Francisco, and in it the man is wearing pink pants, and I was like, they're kind of like salmon colored, and I was like, you know what? And this was a science-based company. I was like, you know what? That's a bold move, right? That's a bold move for a LinkedIn picture. Most people just got their standard headshots. So to have him with the painted ladies behind him. So I was like, will you reach out to Pink Pants Man? And she was like, Shannon, I'm a scientist. That sounds horrible, but for you, I'll do it. And I was like, okay, great. So I talked to her the next week, and she's like, guess what? Pink Pants Man got back to me. And I was like, you don't say. And then she's like, I talked to her the next time. She's like, Shannon, I had lunch with Pink Pants Man. He laid it all out on the table, and he's introducing me to his boss. And so the next time I talked to her, she's like, Shannon, guess what? Pink Pants Man is going back to school. And so he's been looking to find someone to replace himself. And so long story short, or long story longer in my case, she ended up getting Pink Pants Man's job. And they adjusted it because she had already been back to school, adjusted it for her level, and away she went. And so, I laugh a little bit because it's a little bit what we're doing always here, right? Like, looking for signs and signals as we're seeing almost little snapshots of people online. Yeah. But so some of this Zoom and doing Zoom readings, it was like, Pink Pants Man, that's the one. Go after him.
I'm taking you with me when I start looking for new jobs. I need your spidey senses.
Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, it's always a good one just, for anyone out there right now who might be thinking or having trouble getting started as they're thinking about a new job. And sometimes it can be just as simple as like going for it and seeing that person like, okay, maybe him. And then next thing she knew, there was her job.
And don't be afraid to network. And in this case, this was a networking of somebody that you didn't even know, right?
Yes.
So my philosophy and my advice to people is always network with everyone you know. Network with everyone you know. I wouldn't have never thought I'd go network with Pink Pants Man that I didn't even know. So
message to us all.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, I like that. I can see why you'd pick that, because you deal with creatives. And so you knew there must have been something kind of original about him or something special other than the typical.
Yep, the typical headshot. So yeah, and just another great way, and the example of the way like our intuition and the way we can work with spirit, and even though I didn't know that's what was going on, the ways that they make sure that we get the messages one way or another. But at the end of the day, it was really that foundation, like loving that aspect of transformation, right? Like making lives better, that aspect of transformation. So it's just another form of everything that we're all doing in various ways, and us all meaning both you, Jennifer, and Nancy. Yes,
everybody's loving your story.
Thank you. But yeah, I've had CTOs who were also cartoonists, and so helping them get jobs. I had like a chief innovation officer who used to be used to sing in a band with like a well-known artist, like all sorts of just really interesting, fascinating people that makes them a lot of fun to work with.
Wow. So would you probably say the majority of your clients are referrals?
Oh, they're all referrals at this stage in the game. Yes.
That really speaks volumes.
I mean, she's fabulous.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. That's awesome.
Well, what's fun right now is I'm at the point now where I'm starting to work with, I've worked with, people, and now they're starting to send me their kids who have graduated from college. So I'm working on like second and third degree of referrals, but I've just had a couple of kids, kids I call them, but they're right out of college because I worked with their parents several years ago. So that's been fun too, meeting the offspring. I've had it in reverse. One of my former clients just, is having me work with his mother. So, I'm working now with the new wife of another one of my former clients. So it's really fun to get passed along and get trusted with people's loved ones.
I do have kind of a question for both of you ladies, and really for everyone. I feel like there are two different kinds of people, maybe even three, but I feel like there's two different kinds of people. And Jennifer's already going to laugh because she knows which one I am. So I feel like there are people that definitely are very proactive. They want to take care of their health. They want to take care of themselves. They'll go to the doctor's appointments. They'll go read about something. They'll really look into how to live better, how to feel better. And then the other kind of person is, I know my body's talking to me, but like, I really don't want to go to that doctor's appointment. I really don't have time. I have meetings. I can't schedule that. So I guess my question would be, number one, which person are all of you? And what do you do, Shannon, when you do have a client that is maybe hearing some of these things for the first time, but they're a little reluctant? I'm guessing they're kind of open because they're coming to you, but how do you do that?
Yeah. So the great news is that I often joke, right? Like, we are all a bit resistant to the things we don't want to do, right? Like, I'll get people and they'll be like, I'm a procrastinator. And I'm like, well, what are you procrastinating on? And they're like, oh, folding the laundry and like cleaning the toilet. And I'm like, yeah, do you love folding the laundry and cleaning the toilet? And they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding, right? Like, very few of us procrastinate on the things that we enjoy doing. So just to say, it's a very much universal experience that we procrastinate on something. I don't know which of us procrastinates in this group on like eating chocolate and right. Like,
I'm not a big chocolate eater. I'll tell you that.
No sweet
Anything
stuff.
else, sugar though, yes.
Okay, sushi.
Exactly. Exactly. Good point. Well done, Jennifer.
You won't procrastinate. Sorry, I had to.
I like it.
I'm getting you back.
So yeah, very few of us but procrastinate on something that we enjoy doing. And so whenever somebody is stuck having difficulty moving forward, it's generally because they're in a perspective, a belief system that doesn't allow them, right? It's like the lens and the sunglasses that you use to see the world. It's that idea of, hey, what's the truth? Around every corner, life is this amazing mystery full of adventures and good things that are about to happen. Or, life is scary around every corner. There's, bad things that could happen, and you got to watch your back and be careful. And it's like, which one is true? And it's like, oh, the one is true. The one that's true is the one you choose to see, because both things could happen, but you choose to see the world. So whenever someone can't take action, they're generally stuck in that perspective, something scary, something, stuck in a perspective that doesn't allow for action. Either, oh gosh, I'm going to do all this work and nothing's going to change. This is going to be hard and miserable and painful, or I'm going to do all this work and it's not going to work out for me. There's some lens in which someone's seeing the world that doesn't allow them to take action. So all I do is work with them to change that pair of sunglasses, to find something that feels better, a perspective like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. And there's a whole process that I can walk people through in order to put on a different pair of sunglasses that feels very organic, but that can be a little hard to talk about as opposed to experience. Yeah, that moves them into a perspective. So I joke that, like, perspective, when people can't take action, it's just sort of like aliens and the bad aliens invading your brain and putting you in a place where you can't see that taking action will be beneficial. So we just switch those sunglasses. That makes it easier to take action.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
I have both voices in my head. The one that says it's just, this is so overwhelming. And then the one that says, I actually can do this. And so it takes time to retrain the mind and the patterns and the thoughts, and to like retrain. And then, but when eventually we start to just, untangle all of the things that we're sort of avoiding because it feels so overwhelming, but they're very distinct voices, and it's been hard to get from one to the other. But it's like sometimes the baby steps too, just baby steps, like pick one small thing that you need to get done, and then let that kind of move on to the next thing. And then you realize, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
Well, and you do a really good job with that, Jennifer. You are such a, I don't want to say naturally motivated person, but you're really good at being naturally inclined and, doing that work and able to find that next step. You're someone I see that very much has that ability to find that perspective that allows you to take action. It's really great to witness and to partner with you in so many ways to
I worked really hard. I'm just this year finishing projects I started 3 years ago, but I'm doing it. So, but I'm doing it. So I'm like, right, but I'm doing it.
Right. Don't they say there's a time for everything?
Yes.
The time is now.
Wow. Well, and so often people aren't avoiding the actual task or the thing, but they're so used to giving themselves a hard time about it. So they're avoiding like having to duke it out with themselves over the thing. They're not avoiding the thing itself, but having to have that voice give them a hard time about it.
Really, really quick before we read Kelly's. So something that I have been putting off. So have you all heard of the Cologuard test?
Yes.
So I put it off for forever because I visualized myself, which actually happened today, carrying that little box to UPS and having them say, is there liquid in there? Is there anything radioactive in there? Like, what's in there? And I'm like,
just put on your hat, Nancy, and wrap it off.
Literally walked into UPS. I put it on the counter. I said, I don't need a receipt. Bye. It's like, okay.
What I love about that example is it lines up exactly with what I just talking about around like turning the corner, and is like, oh, this world of mystery and wonder and what could go well, and or oh no, what could go wrong. That's a beautiful example. Golf clap.
But I did it. I got it done.
I'm so proud of you, Nancy. I'm so proud of you.
Well, and here's the other piece of it. Then when people take action, right? Like they do the hard thing, making sure they stop to actually take the time to celebrate it, right? That if we've gotten in this habit of not celebrating the wins, not celebrating those moments of victory and the positive reinforcement. So right now I'm celebrating you, Nancy.
Yes.
I was too. I told my son, look, he's like, I don't want to see that, Mom. I did it. It was like being a child going potty in the potty for the first time.
Exactly. Exactly.
16 years old. Yay me.
But, and you know what though? I think everybody thinks that thought if they take a test like that and have to go turn it in. You know what I mean? It's just like anytime, because it's just so private and so personal, and you're having to take a private thing to a public place. I think everybody feels that same thought. But yeah.
And look at her go now, just sharing it with like a few thousand people that are listening in right now, Nancy.
Well, I wouldn't have really overthought it too much, but my eyebrow lady said to me, now, you know, when you drop it off, everyone knows by the label what it is. I'm like, I do? Oh my God. I thought that
I've seen it a million times before, but they've seen that stuff a million times before. They don't care.
Well,
that's what you needed to hear.
I am so proud of myself. I finally did it.
I'm very proud. You did something very hard.
Yes, as long as you're
I'm only 15 years late. 15 years late.
As long as your UPS people aren't listening, it's all good. They won't.
They'd be like, oh, if you only knew the stuff that we've seen.
Wow.
Oh, gosh. All right. Let's put Kelly's comment up. What did you say, Kelly? About she was talking about things she was procrastinating on. I think she was just sharing with us.
Kelly said, I have to push things open and change forward, but it leaves pockets in some area that don't have energetic support. Hang on, I think she may have had.
There was another one before that. Yeah. I have a couple of things on my list. Still haven't tackled, and it's been a year. Would love some tips about how things get away. Yeah. Yeah. The list is never caught up, Shannon.
Well, and there's some of us that also have an extraordinary amount on our plate, right? Like Kelly, I'm not looking at you at all, but there's some of us that have a huge amount that we're actually dealing with and constantly having to, navigate. And so there is something.
So Kelly, we're busier than God. And she's like, no, God's so multidimensional and we're 3D. I'm like, nah.
I think the problem too that happens is Kelly, I put all my tasks on paper and then I end up filling the whole thing and then I move it somewhere else and I lose the list and I got to start with new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You file it away.
Kim is celebrating you, Nancy. She says, poop, yay me.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Well, Kelly, I'm happy to have that conversation with you. But also in acknowledging, right, like just the sheer volume of things that you are working with and doing and accomplishing on a regular basis.
Yeah. Celebrate those things. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the deal is, right, like as humans, right, like we are never going to get it all done. We are never going to have all of those ducks in a row because as soon as you get those ducks in a row, one of those ducks wanders off, right? Mm-hmm. So that idea of like ever thinking that we're going to have our lives completely, under control and organized, that's not what we signed up for anyway. We're always looking for more challenge and more ways to grow and develop. And so that's what keeps life interesting, that healthy degree of challenge and that healthy engagement with pushing and stretching ourselves out of our comfort zones.
The inbox will always be full when we pass on too, and so that's why it's important to remember our friends and family and keep those connections alive because they'll always be. I think of my dad who was such a workaholic, and he just I tried to tell him your inbox is always going to be full, but I don't know if he ever quite got that message. God bless him, but pathological demand avoidance. Yeah. We all have a little bit of that. But what was my thought I was going to go to with that? That was leading me to another thought. I'll get it in a minute. Sorry, I lost it.
Well, like just to make sure we're completely clear, right? Like just because I'm working with other people in these sorts of things doesn't mean that I, by any shape, way, shape, or form, have it
Have a clean inbox.
My own life, right? Like I always joke, never pick a life coach for whom life comes easy, because they kind of don't have a lot to say. So just to make sure we're clear that like, oh yeah, that there's still plenty of places where I am learning and working with this in myself as well.
Yeah. And we also need to make sure too that we're doing the downtime too. Like we don't always need to have all that busyness, and sometimes that to-do list can wait.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we just need to do nothing and just unwind.
And I'm curious about you, Nancy, because like even as you were talking about your strategy and like writing everything down, I do see you as someone who has it, has it together and has her list going and gets things done as they need to get done. Like, is that true? Is that who you are? Because that's the way I see you.
Yes, that is very true. I'm still very old school. Everything has to be visual. Like I still like looking at paper, not all on a calendar or on a computer. I do every day when I get to work, I have the list from the day before, the week before, but I'm always adding to my to-do list what I need to get done. And then I literally check it off as I go, check it off, which feels incredible. But yeah, I do that. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, and it's also a great example of what we were just talking about too, about, right, like just how proactive and how you get so much done. And then there's this one thing that you're not looking forward to that got filed away somewhere else to get done at the color guard test, just.
I'm really good with work stuff, just not my own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Which is also really common as well. Well, yeah. And how about you, Jennifer? Right? Like in my world, you're just a machine, right? Your capacity to do so much. Yeah. And hold so much. It's pretty amazing. Is there a way that you keep track of it all, or are you just, Yep.
She's not so old school. She's new school.
if I don't, oh, look, I got, hold on. I got to show you. I got Barbie on my phone right now.
Of course you do.
I just changed it.
Love it.
She's just so cool. She's my girl. If I don't have my phone to organize me, and sometimes the phone makes mistakes, so I have to double check my phone to make sure it didn't put it on the wrong day, because you think it's Tuesday and it puts it on Wednesday on the iPhones Tuesday. I'm having to double check all of that too. It's hard though. There's plenty of stuff that still needs to be done that doesn't get done. Something's always, kind of lagging behind. I'm just doing the best I can, but I did, like yesterday, I went to the beach. It was just for a little bit, but at least it was something, and I could get my feet in the sand and get a little bit grounded. And then Kelly and I ended up talking about the show at the same time. So I'm like, well, work beach, it all goes together kind of thing too. But it takes a lot of time to take care of your health. And so that's why we have to give ourselves some grace. Going to doctor's appointments, not that easy, especially like when you work a full-time job, corporate job, the way you do, Nancy, too. But I've been trying really hard to do the self-care and the health stuff so that I can have the energy to do all the other stuff. So because it's the energy that is our currency, is the energy. So I need the energy, and then I need the mental ability to move forward, even if the voice of it's too overwhelming is there. I have to keep moving forward. So I tell myself, we can do this. We can do hard things. And I've come to understand the anxiety of not doing it is worse than the anxiety of putting it off. So if that makes sense. So if I put it off because of overwhelm, I actually feel more anxiety, more weight on my shoulders, more pressure. And so I just try my best, but there's a limit, because we get tired, and then I'm like, oh, I had to take a nap, darn it. And everyone's like, that sounds great. And I'm like, I had so much to do today.
Well, I also like to say, Jennifer, if you can't lie to yourself, who can you lie to, right? So it's like denial is also like, there's also something to be said for denial. So I give you credit.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's true. And Courtney was talking about avoidance, and that's a thing, like that's pervasive, is avoidance. And when I noticed that wasn't working well for me coming from the outside in, And then I was like, well, the only thing I can do not to attract more avoidance is to check my own avoidance. What am I avoiding? So that that energy works its way out of my system, and then I can move forward and attract different energy, if that makes sense too. So that was another big motivator for me.
So brilliant, right? Like exactly what you're talking about like just the wisdom that comes hand in hand with working with spirit and continually grow and develop. So wise, Jennifer.
Oh,
well,
thank you.
Evelyn talked about, and Kelly did too, about, you know, being around good people, being around like-minded people. So honestly, you know, Jennifer and her health journey, and the fact how she takes care of herself so well. I always took care of my exterior. That was never an issue. You know, hair, makeup, eyebrows, Botox, you name it. But it was an inconvenience to take care of my internal. You know, I didn't have time to go to the doctor's appointment. So, you know, you do get to a point where your body starts screaming, but I do feel like people around me that are actually doing it and making the effort to feel better was also a little bit contagious for me. Like, okay, you need to like stop avoiding and just get it together. And like, I don't know, maybe the bonus is you get to feel better if you actually can do what you need to do. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Yeah, there's a brain fog that we get in if we're not. Oh, you got to go, Shannon. I saw you just do this. Okay, Shannon, will you come back for a part 2 soon, darling?
Absolutely. It is always a joy and delight to spend time with you.
Thank you for
Talk
all
amongst
the helpful
yourselves.
Information. Thank you.
Mwah. Thank you.
We
We love you, girl. Thank you.
Love you both. Love you
Bye,
all.
sweetie. Thank
Thanks
you.
for being here, everyone. Bye.
Bye. All right. Then there was 2.
That went too fast.
What were you talking about, Jennifer?
I was saying when we don't feel our best, we get brain fog too, and that makes it so we end up getting in a cycle of not being able to do things because not feeling good, getting great brain fog. When you have brain fog, it makes it hard to do something, right? And so you get stuck in a loop. And so that's why making baby steps or consistent steps forward to start clearing your body and making it healthier and stronger will help you to have like the sharp mind, so at this point we're all aging too, and so we lose some of that mental clarity, we lose energy and things like that. And so keeping that, hopefully moving in the other direction, or at least not going farther down this direction too, takes more work over time too. But we have to so that's a big thing for me, is like, what can I do to keep my mind sharp? Because I need I need to be able to do that. It's the only way I can get all of this stuff done. So I need high executive function right now too. So, but it was a lot easier when I was younger, a couple decades ago. Oh my God.
Right. Right. But I think when we can actually like get excited about our lives, because I also feel that it goes a little bit hand in hand with being excited about doing new things, being productive. I don't know, just being really excited about life and creating that.
Exactly.
We also want to, our bodies to feel the same way to keep up with us.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you freedom to live, to really live your best life, is to have the energy to do it. Right. And you'll see the difference if you go out somewhere. You can see who has the energy to hike up that hill and who doesn't, things like that. And so whatever small steps we can make daily, huge steps can be too much and too overwhelming, but whatever small steps we can make daily, and usually those are the one that sticks, right? Let's do less of what's not good for us and more of what is good for us. And then step by step, gradually make it. And then you will see change, and you will see your body's like thanking you for the effort that it makes too. So yeah, absolutely. And we're either dying every day or living every day, The end point may be the same, but are we living to die, or are we dying to live, or what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the key too is not to feel like we have to take on everything all at one time, because that's also going to create, some anxiety. It's going to cause us to freeze and not even know where to go next.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Too much sometimes. Really smaller.
Right. And we do have to be careful as well that if we're going into high function mode, to avoid because we're talking about getting stuff done, but the opposite can be true. We can go into high function mode to avoid what's going on in our internal process too. So it's like if we're not taking time to see what's going on with us mentally and emotionally, then the whole high functioning thing, you're getting a lot of stuff done, but it's for the wrong reasons. It's like an escape, if that makes sense. So that's why it's important to have the kind of like the reality check within of like why we're doing things and making sure all the different parts of us are being managed. And it isn't easy, we're all moms. There's a lot of moms here that are watching too. And we know that, taking care of another human being is the biggest responsibility there is out there. And you have to take care of all of their parts, inside and outside, their eyes, their teeth, their hair. I mean, all of it. It's huge. And then yourself too, right? And then manage I don't know how we do it. We're just like, it's amazing. Jeffrey, sometimes I may start by writing a task by first washing the kitchen floor or sweeping the patio. Start a writing task. So to go into his writing, he does something manually first. I like that. So you using your hands. Yeah, you're getting methodical. Yeah, I like that. Getting in the flow.
And yes, Kim, good night. Go get some rest, honey.
Is Kim going to bed?
I think she's going to bed. She's taking Kelly's advice to go to bed not too late and get some rest. So that's great.
Yeah, it's later. There's sweet dreams, Angel. We love you. Big hugs.
Where is Kim is she here in the States?
I can't remember what state, but I think she is. Kim, you're East Coast, right?
Oh, I remember right. I think she's in the East Coast.
I think she's Eastern time.
2 or 3 hours ahead.
Kim's going to share a little channeling she wrote on Sunday service this Sunday, by the way, too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have Karen Perry, who is one of Shannon's BFFs, doing animal communication, too. So y'all don't want to miss this coming Sunday. It's on my website, mediumjenniferrose.com, and it's open to sign up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, thank you, Evelyn.
And Nancy will be there.
Yes.
And Kelly will be there. And Fran will be there.
Yeah, Kelly, I have to agree with you. Going to sleep earlier helps with nervous system and hormones. I am when I don't get sleep, which has been quite often, everything is just not going well. Everything's awry. Everything's just in crazy mode. Sleep is so important. I mean, not just for the beauty part of it, for all of our cells, everything to heal and mend and rest is so key.
Yeah. And that's a cycle too, because it's like you need your hormones to be balanced so that you sleep well. And then you also need your sleep to help your hormones to be balanced too. But that is something worth checking, everybody, because they all decline with age. Your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone, they all decline. And you will feel less energy, harder time sleeping, less vitality. So by managing those and keeping them all, because we all have all of them, they're human hormones, not male and female hormones so much. And by managing all of them, you will feel your best and your body will be functioning at a much higher capacity. So it's really important because it gets harder and harder to maintain your muscle mass. It gets easier and easier to store fat. And it gets harder and harder to do things with what the energy you have now versus then. But if your hormones are balanced and you're having a nice ratio of like protein and carbs and things and healthy fats, will be easier for you. And then you have the energy and the clarity to do the things you want to do and go to the places you want to go and enjoy happy relationships and just wake up feeling like happy to exist and see the world. Yeah.
It's funny, Evelyn, that you wrote that because and the funny thing is sometimes when I feel really just cuckoo crazy, I'll walk outside and look up and go, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
the moon.
Now I know what's going on here.
Yeah. We were talking about that, Jennifer McCormick and Evelyn. Yeah, we were talking about that before we went live. Like the full moon's coming up tomorrow with the
Blood
eclipse.
moon.
And we had the 6 planets all lined up together there. I saw some pictures of it too. It was really just amazing in the sky to see all these planets lit up like that. So if you're wondering why you're feeling, emotional, it's spicy, that energy out there. It's pretty.
It really is. I mean, I was reading a little
Yeah.
bit about it too, and it says that it's accelerating what is already unfolding if something has been unstable, unclear, or energetically heavy. Expect some clarity, but you're going to feel that.
Mhm.
But it is supposed to give us some clarity, some unfolding, some cord cutting. But we're going to have to feel into those things more before we actually feel the lightness of it is my understanding of it.
Yeah, it's very intense, and it's very intense. The intense has a lot of passion to it too. It's just how do you direct that passion, into a positive flow or into, a more volatile flow. So it's just like, that's where we have to just kind of have that self-awareness. So if these energies are passionate, intense, take them in the right direction, not in the like, let's go get in an argument and start all that. Like, we don't need to do that too. But yeah,
I know.
So.
I feel like it should be called the blood, sweat, and tears moon. It's gonna do a number. We've already been gearing up.
It's got the intensity of a good Gothic romance film, like it's just, if you like that kind of thing, it's like, you can ride that wave in a good way. So,
wow,
blood moon, I mean, really.
Sandra says she's ready.
Okay. Jeffrey, go ahead, Nancy, please. You go. You go, Nancy.
Jeffrey, my conscious mind relaxes with bodily movement, and the subconscious seems to feel welcomed within the quiet to join the task.
Yeah.
That was very beautifully said, Jeffrey. I love that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. We can go into channeling when we're doing something, just like washing the dishes, very methodical and everything like that too. So absolutely. So that is a good reason for us to do the things we don't like to do, like cleaning, because we can say, oh, it's going to help me be a better channeler.
Just space out. Just space on out.
But we're mediums, right? And we like channeling, right? Things like that. Just think, oh, if I do that, I'll be a better channeler. Let's go wash some dishes.
Yeah.
Let's go fold some laundry.
Yeah. Evelyn, today was a rough day, because there's a full moon right now. There's a full moon. And I swear, Evelyn, I was like bumping into walls today. I just tripped over my own foot, and I'm like, what is happening today?
Yeah. I think we get we're 98% water, I think, our bodies. So we're going to be affected by the moon. It's just like the tides are, right? And then also the collective universal energies are going to be affected because we're spiritual, we're open, we're mediums, we're connected, right? So we're feeling what's going on in the collective. So there's a whole lot of telepathic energies just flying everywhere right now, and emotions are very high because of world events too. And so we're kind of tuned into that. So my best advice is do stay grounded in your body, but if you can keep your frequency above the hardness of it too, because we need to maintain our peace of mind, right? It doesn't mean we don't care. It doesn't mean we don't have empathy, but we need to maintain our peace of mind for our well-being. And that it also helps the people around us too, because we need stability right now too. So but we can dance under that full moon, let a little bit of a little bit of your high priestess out. Maybe that would be a good outlet. Do a little. Okay. Do you want to read Jennifer's?
That's great advice. Eclipses are chaotic energy usually, but this one will bring on massive awakening for the masculine. We have been shedding so much, and this is the final lunar eclipse until next year's Eve, 2028. Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
is a massive one.
Well, the divine masculine could use some awakening. No offense to the divine masculines that are already awake, but
All you boys, all you boy energy. Except for you, Jeffrey.
I know, Jeffrey. We don't mean you, Jeffrey.
Giving someone
we just need adult men. We need men we need more individuated men, and God bless to the ones who have done the work and are holding space for other men and taking care of their women. So for all of you out there, we love you. Thank you. God bless you.
Can I get the massage though, and I can meditate while it's happening?
I was a beautician back in the day, right, Nancy? And I didn't realize.
So good on the scalp.
Yeah. And people would go, "Oh, you took my headache away." I didn't take my job. Like, I didn't give my job credit for, in fact, because I thought people were gonna judge me for the job I did and think like I was not smart, right? And so I would always make sure they knew I had a college degree and things like that. And looking back now, I'm like, oh my God, that was the perfect training ground for the work I'm doing now, because I talked to people and I gave them healing when I was washing their hair, and they would say, oh my God, you make my headache go away. How did you do that? I didn't know, but I would go into a bit of a trance when I was doing it. So I realized Spirit was working through me, giving healing to people. And I didn't even know like how special a job that was. And I also was being creative. I was in my flow, I was in my creation. And I look back now and go, I wish I hadn't like judged myself or worried about what other people were thinking,
Right.
But I loved making people happy and making them feel better. So now I go back and go, wow, what an awesome job that was.
That's incredible to actually be on the other side of receiving that, because I think I want to say I've only felt that one or two times where you're like, oh my gosh, like they're really getting in there and like I feel better.
Yeah.
I have experienced that a couple of times and it was incredible.
Yeah. And they know, because when you're really tense, it's hard to work on people's hair when they're tense because their shoulders are all like this, and you're just kind of like, let's just come on, baby.
Yep. I'm like, is there a happy ending with this, or what's happening here? Incredible.
Yeah. I'm happy you had that experience, Nancy. Yeah, that's good. So, all right. How we all doing, everybody? It feels like we're starting to wind down a little bit, but I love that Sandra is like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. She's ready to go dance under the moon.
I'm always ready when there's shedding happening. But honestly, you guys, aren't we kind of doing that all the time? I know the energies play a big part in everything, and maybe they actually motivate us to accelerate it, to help bring it or keep it moving, maybe we can say. Because, when I hear about these, the moon and everything happening, it gets me excited to, maybe put forth a little bit more work on, where I'm at.
Yeah. We are always transforming. You're right too. And I was thinking too, you just reminded me, and in the Barbie movie, have you seen it?
I still have
Did
not
you ever
seen it.
You haven't seen it? Okay. So
Shame on
it's a
me.
great, it's an existential movie. So it's really good how they put it together. But when it's everything in Barbie land is reversed. The women have all the power and all the jobs, and then the men are the ones who are like pining after the women who are trying to find themselves right there. And then when Ken and Barbie go into the real world, he comes back, and then everything gets switched around, and like all of the Barbies kind of go under a spell, and they're and then they're doing this again, and they've lost their like feminine empowerment. So then they had to go and wake them all up again from this dream or the spell that they were under. But it's not far off of, the transformation that women have had to do, of like waking up from the spell of what they thought was, I'm just being a kind, nice, sweet person. But that was all conditioning to keep them small. right? And how hard it has been for us women to learn to find our voice, to learn to be assertive, to learn to say what we want, and not feel guilty about it, and not feel scared about it, and not feel small about it too. So this is the work that as women have been doing to step into our full maturity as well too. And that's been a big thing. That's been a big change, because I'm seeing it all around, and it's like we're all just like waking up from this spell of doing.
I have to say, I was never under that spell, thankfully.
Yeah, a lot of us were, but it shows up in different ways. It's
passed away. Right.
Yeah, but it shows up in different ways. It's not always in relationship. It can be in family relationships. It can be in work environments. One way or another, that conditioning finds its way. So it could be you have a hard time speaking up to you. Maybe you find speaking to your partner, but then you have a hard time with your boss or something like that. And so it finds a way to show up one way or another, that spell. And once it gets broken, you realize that was not the real me. That was the conditioned me, right? And it's like, that's a wow. So I think this is a good time, this full moon, to set the intention of like more of the shedding of the who we thought we were, and letting that go with grace and reverence too, of like what it's taught us up until now, but of like stepping into your true power, your true self, your all of you, that just powerful, sexy Nancy, like, look at you. Yeah.
That's true. And, that could even apply, because people might think, in my everyday life, I really want to step into who I am. But in my work life, in my corporate world, I have to be this other person. I want to say yes and no to that. Yes, we need to stay professional and, not tell somebody off, because they're crossing our boundaries, but we can still hold on to our power. We can still create those boundaries. And I feel like there should be a whole segment that kind of talks a little bit about that, because people feel suffocated when they're at work, because oftentimes they feel like they cannot be who they are.
Right.
And there are ways that you can still, stay authentic to who you are.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's all about, energy dynamics too. But the more you know who you are, the more your energy changes without you having to like consciously like work on it. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, you have to really consciously work your energy and work on how you're communicating with people in order to, to maintain an equilibrium of the power dynamics too, so that you don't get like walked all over and get into that feeling of being disempowered. Too, but then over time you will get better and better at it, to the point where just nobody really wants to mess with you or even thinks about it, because you don't have the energy to sort of attract that anymore too. So that's what we do have the power over, is our own energy and how we're relating to the world and how we see ourselves too. And that's all background conditioning. The spells we can wake up from. Those towers, those can fall down and make energy for and building yourself a new castle.
Yes.
Sparkles.
And
lots of sparkles for Nancy. You get sparkles all over yours.
I understand what you're saying, but keep something else in mind too. We also have to create boundaries where we're not taking on, like if your boss, someone your coworker you're working with is having a really bad day, do not allow that energy to penetrate into you. Like that is on them. Stay in your own power, like, Snow White with the birds, stay over there. Stay over there.
I like
the castle. But that's on them.
I like that too. And if there's elements in what you said there. First is understanding that they are human too, and they can have bad days too. But once we've moved into this environment, there's a level of expectation of emotional regulation, and can control over our behaviors. And when you have, people who are the bosses, they've got the power. And so like the power is automatically sort of imbalanced too. So then all you can do is recognize that their shit is their shit, right? That they're behaving in a way that's protective of themselves, which means, as I've said before, that means they're feeling disempowered So that's why they're behaving that way, to create a false sense of power. And then we are agreeing to it by believing it, but we don't know we're doing it. It's all this unconscious thing that's happening. But when you're aware of kind of how it's being played out, then you realize if you're staying in your authentic self and you're not going into these costumes of protection to try to look like the powerful one, you're the authentic one. You're the one who's got all the power in the beginning from the whole, you've had it the whole time, like Dorothy, so it's just a little mental frame. And then you go, oh, oh,
Yeah.
So fire me so I can collect employment. That's so
Just
funny, Sandra.
Don't give up on your dream, Sandra, of what you would like to do, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's part-time. Like sometimes what you are looking for may not look exactly the way you thought it was going to look either, if that makes sense to you. Keep allowing yourself to put yourself out there where you're open to other opportunities. I often put myself in a little box. Well, it has to look like this, or it has to look like this for me to make a change, or for me to do this. And I'm really learning to get myself out of that box and just allow myself to be open to opportunities, situations, and just kind of hoping. I mean, I'm doing the work, so it's not going to just knock on my door, but allowing it to also unfold, but be proactive with it as well. Because I do understand what you're saying, and it's sometimes it's not easy, especially doing healing type work, and then going into an office every day, and having to use our conscious brain, all day long, right?
My hats are off to you, ladies, for
like, squirrel. Wait.
Yeah, I know. I have mad respect for you guys for doing corporate stuff all day and then coming home and doing your medium stuff too. Like that's a lot. It's a lot. So it's you're navigating different worlds at the same time, and it's like that takes a lot of strength to do that. So you're some badass women, let me tell you.
And you're exhausted by the end of the day. So your dream of doing other things gets, this much time because, you just put in a full day, and the commute and the driving. I know Sandra, she lives out my way, and she drives to LA every day. And that is such a beat up right there. So much time, sitting on the road. It's a lot. So
and when you've got the pressure, the pressure of the bills and the mortgage, all this kind of stuff, it's a lot of stress on any human being. So maybe it's just giving ourselves some grace too.
And being careful what we actually wish for sometimes too.
You just might get it.
The universe is listening.
Well, the hard part is all of the things we want that we don't know we want that are in the background, you know what I mean? And then we're like, how did that happen? Did I create that? I didn't want that. Oh, did I? Because we don't know what's going on in the unconscious part of us, and that part of the mind. They're they like to stir the pot. The parts of us the parts in the unconscious that thrive on the drama and everything that. You got to get to know those parts of you, or they're going to be driving the bus, and you'll be like, "WTF just happened there?" So that's why we do the work.
I'm always worried that if I put off something that I know I should be already done with, that the universe is just going to clobber me with it and make it happen. Okay, so you don't want to do it. We're going to do it for you. We're going to move it out of the way.
The universe will smack you down with the hard things too. But we have these archetypes and these parts of self, and there's that part of self that's just like, I don't want to effing do anything. I just want to sit up here and eat some ice cream and watch some TV, and you just have fun being you. You have fun, type A lady over there, and that one can have a lot of power over people, so you got to have a team meeting. All right, type A me, type I don't want to do nothing but bang on the drums all day me. We got to have a talk and get you.
That sounds amazing.
This is how it's done, everybody. Have a little powwow and go, how are we going to get you two to agree? Because we got a problem here. Houston, we have
Got a problem.
So, oh my God, that's too funny.
Just hold on to all of your hopes and dreams and just keep letting them manifest. Like, don't ever let it go, no matter what's happening. At the end of the day, we can't take all this shit with us. So we can at least try to find joy and happy moments throughout each and every day is all really what we can do. Right?
Yeah. You said it perfectly. That about sums it up, Nancy. Good job.
She says, I love when the universe steps in and removes things that we fear. Sometimes that doesn't feel good, though. But yes, I agree with you. Sometimes it gets done for you. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jill's saying we're both so funny.
Hey, if we weren't laughing, we'd be crying.
It's true. We're happy to entertain you folks.
Oh my God.
If you only knew how silly we get sometimes, but we have so much fun. And laughter is it's a frequency raiser. So, and it's like like you said, Nancy, you can't laugh. I mean, oh my goodness. So
exactly.
It's the best medicine.
And I don't know if Lynn is still on here, but Lynn and Sandra and I, we went on a retreat together and we were asked to climb this mountain. And I am like, WTF. And it was the worst thing in my life. I got all dolled up. I had my makeup on, my hair on, my cute shoes, and we're walking up. What? I did it. I didn't love it, but I did it. And Jennifer, what do you always say? We can do
hard things.
Right. That's right.
We can do hard things.
And yes,
I can do hard things. You can do hard things. We
and
all
it feels
can do
great
hard things.
when you accomplish it.
Yep. Even impossible things. Yeah. And that it even goes to that. Oh, look, we got big.
Whoa.
Oh my.
All right,
thanks,
Kelly. We can do hard things, really hard things.
like have ourselves magnified like that. Ah,
We can do
late at night. Oh my God. When we're
we can
tired
do
and the
really
hairs,
big things.
the waves have fallen out. Oh my goodness. Yes, you did do it. Kudos to you, Nancy. I'm feeling a little sorry for your calf muscles after that walk. I can just imagine how much your butt and calves and hamstrings hurt at the end of that walk.
They were screaming. That's all I gotta
But
say.
you did it. But you did it. So really good job. Oh my God.
Jennifer McCormick, we can do hard things.
We can do hard things. I got that from my coach. He told me that, and then I started using it. Because I was working through some hard emotions, and I had lost I actually had lost weight, but then I also lost muscle, so I had to put the muscle back and get the strength back again, and so to push through some really hard exercises, he would remind me, and he was really motivating. But I was also pushing through my emotions too. So it's like, if I can do this hard thing, I know I can survive what's going on with me emotionally, and it's like, it really worked. So Nancy even wore her glam shoes. Yes, girl. Yes. That's the way to do it.
They were platform sneakers.
Did you what do you call it? Jazz it up a little bit?
Oh, there was diamonds on them. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I was. And no, I was not happy about the dust that was getting all over them. And yes, I did clean them immediately when we returned. Yes.
I know. I felt your pain on that one. I know.
My very expensive shoes. You're not supposed to walk up mountains. It wasn't a hill, they were mountains.
we don't like getting the nice shoes dirty. I mean, yeah. And
I don't like the sweat. I just like to glisten just a little bit. Sparkle just a little bit.
I can't handle when they put the silverware right on the table at the restaurants. I'm like, no, I'll take that, because sometimes they bring you new silverware or something like that, and they want to put it right on the table. No, I need a plate to put that on. I can't have it touch the table because this is the stress I go through out in public places. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Extra plates and napkins.
You kind of opened my eyes to the unsanitariness of them putting the fruit in the drinks. So when I went and had sushi a week ago, sorry, I really did. They put my lemon in, or they brought the lemon in the side, and I was about ready to drop it in. I'm like, no, just squeeze, but don't put it in.
Yeah, you just don't know if that
where it's been.
person's, you don't know, yeah, exactly, if the person washed their hands or not before they stuck the fruit into your iced tea and things like that. So I always like, no fruit. If I get a side of fruit, then I can squeeze it in myself.
You got me doing that now too.
Right. Okay. And so now let's say you're in a situation like you're at a table and like you get the chips or something like that, or the things like that, and it's like I don't want to get up and make everybody leave because I haven't like washed my hands or I'm out of hand sanitizer. You just take the chip and you dip it and you eat everything but the tip of the chip that you're holding, and then you just put that gently down on the plate. So then you haven't.
Wait, what's the tip? What's on the tip?
So if you have a French fry or a chip or something or whatever like that, you're holding the tip of it, right? So you can eat everything except the part that you're holding. It might look a little silly to people, but
it's your hand, no?
Yeah, but if you haven't had a chance to wash them and you're in a table and there's a bunch of people and you don't want to get up or something like that, it's just a little sneaky thing you can do if in a pinch. If okay. I'd say keep hand sanitizer in your purse, but let's say you're like, oh no, I don't have it. I can't find it. Like it's just,
we're past the pandemic. I don't have it with me all the time anymore.
That was the cleanest time. They were cleaning the menus. You had clean pens and dirty pens, and then they stopped doing all of that, and everyone got sick again. And I'm like, have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing? Like, well, I mean, we don't want things to be so hygienic that we're never exposed and our immune systems get no effort. So we're gotten on a roll here, but those things really, really helped. I was in heaven with the cleaning of the menus and the pens and the door handles. I was like, oh, this is the best. This is great.
Yeah, exactly.
So
oftentimes they don't. Why would they think about cleaning the menus off?
Oh, they're disgusting. People touch them with their hands and they haven't washed them, and food gets on them and all kinds of stuff. And it's like usually fine dining, they will make an effort to clean them. So you find the restaurants that do that too. But that's another segue is too, if you find a restaurant that, cleans everything properly and everything is run really well, it's like they have a standard of excellence, so like there's one in particular, like going to Nick's, and they have a few different locations in like Orange County and San Diego. They have an extensive training process there. And people quit because it's that hard, right? But you're gonna enjoy the standard of excellence at this restaurant, whichever one you go to, whenever you go to it. I mean, you rarely ever have a complaint. It might be little small things here and there, but for the most part, but we can live our lives that way. We can live our lives with that standard of excellence too, and that just makes it that much more what we're getting out of it while we're here too. So that's what I want to say: live your best life, live an excellent life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
that's the good things.
Oh my gosh, no kidding. So actually to answer what Jennifer just talked about with the chips or the French fries things, that means our hands are really always dirty, honestly.
You can clean your phones. Yeah. Keep a little like spray bottle of alcohol or something in your kitchen. So when you come in, when you get home, you can just wipe it down with a paper towel and some alcohol or something like that. That's how you do that. So you have to be mindful of everything you touch.
So when you're out and about.
That's hard. Yeah.
You have to be mindful. I always have baby wipes with me.
I
don't think
if they're antibacterial, maybe. Yeah, if they're antibacterial, maybe. So now I'm a germ person, but I have good reason to. My kids had asthma when they were younger, and we had to be that way. Otherwise it's you're on steroids and all of this asthma medication, and that's really hard on little kids' bodies. And so it was much softer to be clean, to be clean and sanitary. And so you have to become that way. But I rarely ever get sick. So yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. I appreciate it. The essence of excellence. I love it. So, okay, all right.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Let's see. Nothing entered our house without getting detail. I'm guessing that's like Lysol or Clorox sprayed on it. We shielded for 2.5 years. And when the policeman comes with the news about my partner, I wasn't letting him in at first. After the shock, we joked he was the first thing to enter our house without getting sprayed by my
Oh,
oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Yeah. So you understand, because with the little kids, you
Yeah.
have to keep everything, and some people don't get it. They don't understand. So
yeah. I
hold
mean,
on.
some people take off their shoes because of the germs that are on the bottoms of your shoes, getting it on your carpet and all of that too.
Yeah, that's true. We don't wear shoes in the house. That's the same thing. I mean, you go to gas stations and things like that. So it's just like,
It is pretty disgusting if you think about it.
yeah. We need to close up because it's getting late for Miss Kelly.
Yeah, we need Kelly to go to bed and get some rest.
Use your paper towels at the gas station, everybody. Always go to a gas station that has paper towel dispensers out there, and then you can take them and you can use them, things like that. So I'm giving you all my tips. All right. On that note, we're going to get going so Miss Kelly can go do the rest of her to-dos and things like that. So final words, Nancy, please. Let me leave it to you.
We love you. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves, and don't ever give up on what your hopes and dreams are. Make everything come true. Why not? And nothing is too big. So we love you all. Thank you again for always coming and supporting us. And we love engaging with all of you. So thank you.
What she said. Thank you, everybody. Love you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Mwah.
Take care. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.